All right, we are recording. Okay, guys, so welcome to English 079. Let me tell you the basic purpose behind this course. Back in 2016, I was part of the committee that put this course together. And back then, it was really awful. If you didn't score really well in your reading or writing scores, if they weren't just up there, you got put into a class that was called English 011. And you didn't get to take Comp 1. You had to go through a whole semester of English 011 before you got to take Comp 1. And that was just crumbing. That was just, basically it was just people got kind of frustrated. They didn't learn very well. A lot of times they'd fail the class and then they'd never get to take Comp 1. And they felt like they were just spinning their wheels. So we decided to make the English 079 course coupling so that we can get you through. And that is what English 079 is all about. Everything we do in English 079 will have something to do with Comp 1. It's not two separate classes. English 079 is all about learning to read in a more complex way, learning to write in a more complex way, and basically producing better essays, summaries, paragraphs, all these things that we have in Comp 1. The whole goal in 079 is to do those and make them better for Comp 1. Now, here's the cool thing. Since it's not a separate class, your information bandwidth, your brain, won't have to think about two different things. Everything we do in English 079 has something to do with something we're doing in English 101. Everything. So, for instance, in Comp 1 today, I asked everybody to read the summary stuff. Well, today we're going to talk about the very first thing we're going to summarize. And we're going to get that ready to go. But before I jump too far ahead, let's just go ahead and take a quick look at our syllabus. So if you click over here on syllabus, you can find that here. Of course, I have like 1,000 Word documents up today just because I've been on Zoom. I've been on Zoom since 9 a.m. And Andrew said he's been on Zoom since 9 a.m. as well. Anybody else going to give a thumbs up or in the little box? I mean, guys, we're just having a little fun now. Okay, so let's see here. English 079, where are you? Okay, here we go. So this is the English 079 syllabus. A lot of this stuff is going to be the same. My name is still the same. My office hours are going to be the same, right? 8 a.m., the 8 a.m. hour and the 1 p.m. hour. So 8 a.m. hour on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, the 1 p.m. hour. I will really try to make myself available during those times, but there will be some times I'm just not available for two reasons. One, it may be that I am in a meeting for some other committee or something else I'm doing, or it also may be I do, in addition to teaching, I certify high schools to teach Comp 1 and 079 in the high school setting. So sometimes I'm having to check on them, and that means I'm traveling or I'm doing something else for the university. But most of the time I'll be available during those hours. So if you need to talk to me, the best thing to do is email me. And try to email ahead of time so we can plan a meeting time. But hey, man, if it just gets down to it, I check my email as often as I can throughout the day. So maybe email me during those hours and I'll see it, and then I'll send you a Zoom invite as quickly as I can, unless I'm with somebody else, and then we can talk right then and there. It's as good as we can do. I don't have any face-to-face office hours this semester. So we're going to do as good as we can do. I really appreciate you having a good sense of humor, and just understand that I'm going to have a good sense of humor whenever I know there's going to be things that we all mess up. So we're just going to have a good sense of humor about it. We're going to be understanding, and we're going to move forward, and we're going to make this as painless as possible. So if you take a look, I'm not going to make you read all this stuff, but I do want to go over there's a little thing here. It talks about writing an A paragraph or essay, a B paragraph or essay, a C, what the grades look like. So take a look at those, especially when you're about to hand something in. Think about, okay, what kind of grade would I give myself if I were to hand this in? Now, the things you hand into 079, most of them, you're also going to be handing into 101. You're going to hand the same stuff into both classes in most cases. Let me tell you this. As long as you're handing in things, as long as you're handing in things to 079 on time and complete, you should be an A student, because almost everything in 079 is completions points. So what's that mean? Well, in Comp 1, I have to nitpick. I have to look at your grammar, at your focus, at your use of citations and things like that. And I nitpick in Comp 1. Sorry, guys, it's my job. But in 079, I don't nitpick. In 079, I'm just making sure you're completing your work. I want to make sure you get the stuff done. And that is a huge step, just actually getting it done. As long as you hand things in on time in 079, you'll get 100% on just about everything. So, hey, that's pretty cool. In my mind, I would be thinking about, hey, this is going to help my GPA. It really should. As long as you're getting everything done on time, handed in, it really should improve your GPA. Not only because this class is mostly completion points, but also because English 101 is what we're going to be focusing on in this class, and we're going to be producing really high quality content for English 101. So if you take a look at how you get your grades, this class is participation is 10%. And if you can make it to all of these meetings, that's great. My big thing for this class, since we're going virtual, is just to make sure you're completing everything. You will have to do summaries in both classes, but they're the same summaries. Okay, so it's not like I'm having you read different things for different classes. You'll hand the exact same thing into both classes. It's just that in English 079, we're going to work on those summaries a little bit more. We're going to peer review and kind of polish them up. And then that way they're better when we hand them into 079 and English 101 together. We're going to do revision activities. And these revision activities are going to be like peer reviews. And they're going to be peer reviews where you're going to look at each other's summaries and help each other improve. There's also going to be some research and documentation activities near the end of the semester whenever we're getting ready to hand in our argumentative essays in Comp 1. And that's going to be there for you as well. Also, we do have a campus engagement project. And this is something where it's specific for English 079. And all I wanted, what we want to try to do is help you to plug into the university's sources so that you are more productive and that you get the most out of your college experience. I'm going to go over that in a little bit. And then, of course, we have quizzes, homework, and tests. We really don't have tests and quizzes. We mostly just have homework. And then we have a portfolio. It's the same thing that you hand into Comp 1. You're going to hand it into 079, and you're going to get full credit for that as long as you hand it in on time in English 079. We just want to make sure you're getting these things done, and this class is specifically for that. Here's the grade scale. The attendance policy, really everything we talked about in the first class, we talked about in the other class. Oh, Catherine, won't that be considered plagiarism? I love it. I love it. I'm very proud of you. It would be, if not for the fact that that this class is specifically designed for this. So her question, hey, you're not supposed to hand in even your own work can be plagiarism if you're handing it into more than one class. And in most classes, yes, you're absolutely right. In this class, since these classes are connected, in this case, it's totally okay to hand it into both. And in fact, that's what we're wanting you to do. I like, got some sharp people in this class. Awesome. So let's talk a little bit about the other parts of this syllabus. The attendance policy is the same. If you fall behind 2 weeks worth of homework, then I have to drop you. And it's whenever I see you falling behind a little bit that I'll have to send out those attendance warnings. And when I do that, don't think of it as me trying to slap you on the wrist or anything. Literally, it's just the whole purpose is to let you know, hey, you need to catch up, okay? Because some people sometimes you get so busy with life, you don't even realize it. So I'm letting you know, okay, you need to catch up. And the other thing is, I have to let the university know, hey, it's possible there's something going on with this student. And so that way, if the university That way I've done my due diligence there. And if you just drop off the map or something, we know approximately when that happened. So let's just hope that nothing like that happens and you stay up to date with all the assignments. Okay, makeup work and late work. In this class, it really does need to be on time. And if it's not on time, I have to count off significantly. In fact, most of the time, I don't even give you any points at all if it's late. It's that important. And it's because this class really, it's as simple as if you hand it in complete and on time, you get 100%. Really, that's a pretty low bar. So try to make sure you hand in everything on time. I understand there will be times whenever we can't do that. Just try to be in communication with me and we shouldn't have any problems. Make sure your technology is up to date. Make sure you can get access to the internet. No matter how you have to do it, right? You got to make sure to get that internet access. So make sure you've got that. When it comes to academic dishonesty, yeah, Catherine, you are on it. You are so on it. I appreciate you're paying attention. So definitely don't hand anything into this class that you're handing into another class or any other class you've ever been in. This is one of those very few classes. It's designed to work along with 101. So you can hand in the same thing to both classes. In fact, that's what the whole point of these classes are. The whole point of 079 is to help you with Comp 1. But having said that, make sure you're not copying off the internet or off another student, things like that. And of course, if you do, I hate to have to do it, but I have to give you a 0, and that would be no fun. Disabilities policy, again, just like in Comp 1, you want to make sure to read this, and if you have any questions, you can ask them. I have to be notified through their office so that I can give you accommodations if need be. So just make sure that you've got these things handy. And then, of course, we can always discuss how these accommodations will work. With a virtual classroom, and being that I've recorded so much, most of the time that covers everything, but we always want to make sure everybody is being properly accommodated. The standard of student behavior, guys, as long as we're being respectful to each other, that's really the main thing. I appreciate you keeping yourself muted while I'm talking. And then if you have questions, go ahead and ask those questions in the comment box, and I do read those. Also, there will be a time at the end of every session when I will open it up to questions. The other thing is also, if you have questions about a specific grade or a specific thing that is specific to you, it's a better idea to talk to me either privately, like in an email, or schedule a time so you and I can have a Zoom conversation. It's better to do it that way than it would be to bring it into class where everybody else is like, they're kind of in the dark. They don't know what's going on. So if you have a specific issue, like you forgot something, or I don't know, there's something that is going on with you and you want to talk to me about it, try to bring that up to me in an email or in a personal conversation via Zoom rather than bringing it up in class. That way we can keep this class moving along smoothly. So having said that, we've got the course assignment schedule. This is going to be a lot like Comp 1. Each week I'm going to ask you to do things for this class. And basically, by midnight Friday night, these things should either be completed or handed in. So let's take a quick look at what we have for English 079. So introduce the course and a syllabus. Great, we've done that. Reading number 1. Complete critical reading activity for number 1. And think about campus engagement project. All right, well, we got some work to do. Let's do this. So the first thing I want to show you is the campus engagement project. So this is something that we have to do that's specific just to English 079. If you go to your Blackboard page, you can go over here where it says content and assignment links. This is where pretty much the whole class is going to be. You click there, and you're going to see where it says Campus Engagement Project Assignment Links. You click there, and basically what you need to do is, before the end of the semester, I want you to do at least 2 on-campus activities. Now, this can be getting tutoring. This can be also going to, for instance, the VU Career Center. This is typically what I have people do. I've got a bunch of these things, and you can sign up going to the venue.edu, the Blazer career link down at the bottom. You can use that website. They've got a part-time job fair, and it's completely virtual on August 27th. So you can go to that, and all you have to do is this. You write a paragraph that kind of describes what the event was all about, okay? Okay, so I went to this job fair. They had XYZ jobs, right? They had this job, they had that job, they had this job, they had that job. I talked to this person, or I didn't talk to that person, whatever. Basically, you just describe what the event is all about. And then once you have a second paragraph that will be another 6 to 8 sentences. So both paragraphs are about 6 to 8 sentences. And your second paragraph is going to be what you thought about it. I really liked it. I got a job. I didn't like it. I was really hoping for this one job, but I don't think I'm going to get it. Just your own personal thoughts. And again, I have this right here. It kind of reminds you how to do it. And then right here under both of those links, it kind of gives you a reminder of what you need to do. So you need to do 2 of those before the end of the semester, okay? Just 2. And the other thing is, if for some reason you can't make it to some of these, you can also go to tutoring. So there's virtual tutoring, and you can, if you do tutoring, you can count tutoring for these as well. And it doesn't even have to be English tutoring. It can be any other kind of tutoring, math, science, whatever, okay? I just want to make sure you're doing at least 2 of these this semester, and we should be good, okay? All you got to do, so one of those steps on the syllabus was to think about what you're going to do for the campus engagement project, right? Boom, cool, we did that. Now, let's talk about this reading, number 1, and the critical reading activity, number 1. Well, let's see. So, if you, every essay that we write in Comp 1, because remember, this class is focused on Comp 1, every essay we write in Comp 1 is I'm going to have you read 2 readings. And they're always going to have something to do with what we're writing about in Comp 1. Whatever the essay we're writing, it's going to have something to do with it. So what you're going to need to do, all of those readings are going to be in the English 101 Blackboard. So in order to do this part of English 079, we need to go to English 101. So we're going to go to the English 101 Blackboard page. And I'm going to show you what the reading number 1 is, okay? So if you go to homework and assignments, and you go to the essay 1 project materials, because we're in the first essay. We're always in one of these essays. Click there. The very first reading, so reading number 1 is The Subway Paradigm Shift by Stephen Covey. That is reading number 1. Now, if you take a look at this reading, it's ridiculously short. You're welcome. Okay, we're starting off with baby steps, right? Well, it's only 1 page long. So all you have to do is read that. That's okay, cool, we got that. And then the last thing we have to do for Friday, so we're almost done with all of our homework, right? You just got to read this. And then the last thing you have to do for Friday is go to the English 079 Blackboard. Okay, so now we have our reading, so we just need to go back to 079. And you're going to go to the content and assignment links again. And we're going to do a reading guide. So every one of these readings we do, we're going to have a reading guide that we fill out. So you click there where it says reading guide file. And in that folder, we have a reading guide. You click there. Boom. It shows up as a reading guide. Okay, and this is in a Word document format. So, okay, so you put your name here, reading number 1, put the date, the author, and the title of the reading. You fill this out as best you can. Who is the author and what is something interesting about the author, okay? So you look up who Stephen Covey is. Almost every reading, we only have 1 reading this semester that doesn't have an author. And that's That's reading number 2. The rest of them have authors. But basically, okay, you look up something about Stephen Covey. What's something interesting about him? There is something really interesting about him. So look him up. Okay, who is the author's intended audience? Well, think about that. You'll read it. Is it to expectant mothers? Is it to kindergartners? Is it to people who are about to retire? Or maybe in this case, it's to people who are in a hurry, or people who are not thinking about others. I don't know. What do you think? So you fill that out. You'll just write that in there. Then you're going to complete the outline. So what you try to do here is it's kind of a reverse outline. What is the author talking about in the introduction? Okay, well, that's easy enough, especially early on. So let's take a look at the subway paradigm shift. All right. So this is the introduction, that first paragraph. Well, okay. Paradigm shifts move us away from seeing the, move us from one way of seeing the world to another. And those shifts create powerful change. Our paradigms, correct or incorrect, are sources of our attitudes and behaviors, and ultimately our relationships with others. Okay, so let's see, what are we talking about? Well, we're talking about paradigms. And literally, that maybe you might look up the word paradigm if you're not familiar with what that word means. Okay, but that's what we're going to put in this introduction part. The person introduces the idea of paradigms. That's what the author does. So then we just put that there. Thesis statement. So we're going to talk about what a thesis statement is more in Comp 1. And this whole semester, we're going to talk about thesis statements. But essentially, the thesis statement is the claim. What is the claim that the author is making? What is the truth that the author is trying to persuade us of? Okay. Whenever we were face to face, I used to ask a person, who's your favorite band? And maybe they might say, I don't know, Metallica. And I would say, Metallica sucks. And I don't necessarily think that, just in case you're a Metallica fan, but that is a thesis statement. It is a value statement, okay? So what is it that the author is trying to convey or convince the reader of? Well, if we take a look at this, our paradigms, correct or incorrect, are the sources of our attitudes and behaviors, and ultimately our relationships with others. Okay, that's what he's trying to convince us of. That's his thesis statement. Awesome. The rest of the essay is a story that proves that, or that demonstrates what he's trying to say. Okay, cool. So then as we read it, what we're going to do is each paragraph, we're going to fill out, okay, so what's the first body paragraph about? Okay, it's about this or that. Okay, you have to read it. What's the second body paragraph about? And he talks about this and this and this. You put it in your own words. You don't have to rewrite. Don't copy and paste, right? That would be plagiarism, right? But basically, what you're trying to do here is explain what the author is trying to do in each paragraph. Simple as that. It gets more complicated as we go along with the semester, but right now it's simple as that. And then you're going to have some questions, and you answer the questions as best you can. Okay? As the semester goes on, I'm going to challenge you more and more, but right now I just want you to answer these questions as best you can. That's my dog. My dog hates, yes, it's okay. It's okay, Bernie. My dog hates the mailman. So he's keeping me safe from the mailman. It's okay, Bernie. That poor mailman. Okay. So that's something you would never see in the classroom. So anyway, this is what I want you to fill out for Friday by midnight. Okay? Now, Friday by midnight, this is where you're going to hand it in. Okay? So you go to your content and assignment links. You click there. And look, I've got every single week plotted out here. Okay? Week 1, we click there. Boom. Workbook, read number 1. It's not the most eloquent way to title that, but basically you click there and then you upload your document, just like what we talked about in Comp 1. You're going to upload that there, and you're done with your first week's homework. I think that covers everything for the week. Well, let's take a quick look. Actually, it's kind of nice what I got here. So for my in the content assignment links, okay, week 1, introduction to the course and the syllabus. Check. Reading number 1. I mean, we've almost already done it together. Complete critical reading activity number 1. You guys remember how we talked about that. That's the thing we just talked about. And then think about the campus engagement project. We're almost done with all of our homework this week already. So you don't have a ton, but let me tell you this. A lot of your teachers, you're going to have, myself included, the first week of school is super easy. And then you start thinking maybe it's always going to be this easy, and it's not. The reason why we start you off at such an easy way is because I really hope that you're going to spend the time to get to know the course, look around the website, really get to know what you're doing, and do these things early on. So, because you're going to have questions and things that come up, make sure you get this stuff done and get in a good habit, because I'm going to start adding more and more on your plate, all right, as the semester goes on. I'm sorry, guys, I have to do that. It's my job, right? So that is all I ask you to do for English 079 this week. Does anybody have any questions on English 079 or on English 101? Because, guys, I'm here to help you in this class. I really want you to do well in both of these. I'll wait for any questions you might have. I'm caffeinating while you type your questions in. I'm going to caffeinate a little bit because I need it, guys. I need it. They make these drinks so sweet. It's like punch in the face sweet. Any questions? Are you guys like me and you're just ready to get off of Zoom? Okay, here we go. So where do we go for the Windows 365 thing from the school? Let's check this out. That's a good question. Let me see if I can find it, because I haven't found it. I haven't messed with it this year, but hey, we're recording, so let's just see if I can do this. Okay, so it will be up here somewhere. So let's see here. It'll be yeah. It will be on this page. And you're gonna need an .edu address, a .edu address. So you're gonna click here where it says need a .edu address. So you're gonna click there. It's gonna give you your .edu address, because they won't give it to you for free unless you have that .edu address. Okay, so that's on this page. You're gonna find your .edu address as well. But let's see here. Let's see, it's Windows 365, or not Windows, it's Office 365. And it's going to be on here somewhere. Does anybody else know? It should be on this page. I tell you what, Andrew, I'll see if I can figure this out. See if I can figure this out and then post something about it in the announcements. Let me just make a quick note, because that's pretty cool to get that for free. Actually, I do have, that's how I have my Microsoft Office is because of that. So I know it works. Let's see. Let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and stop recording now.